Welcome viewers to the session on analysis of trusses using Lisa software. So we'll take this example of the truss. We have three elements connected together and the length of horizontal and vertical members 2 meter, and load is acting at point C in horizontal direction, and we have to find out the stresses using Lisa software. So let us first understand the basic concept that we have discussed in the theory of the trusses. If we have to analyze the trusses using finite element method, the general element for truss is represented by this, where the forces are acting at node along x and y axis, and the displacements are also along x and y axis. So there are total 4 degrees of freedom for one element in truss. So we have discussed this. The node per element in truss is 2 degree of freedom per node is 2 degree of freedom per element is 4, and size of element stiffness matrix is 4 by 4. So in this particular case we have 3 elements. So how many rows and column would be there in assembled stiffness matrix? So the size of global stiffness matrix depends on the number of nodes. So this will be discretized, maybe node number 1, node number 2 and node number 3, and degrees of freedom per node is 2. So that is why the size of global stiffness matrix would be 6 into 6, and size of element stiffness matrix will not change whatever may be the type of truss. So it will always be 4 into 4. In general, we can get element stiffness matrix by this, and we can remember this with simple expression in terms of C, that is C square cos square alpha cos alpha sin alpha cos alpha sin alpha sin square alpha, and the element stiffness matrix can be represented by this C minus C minus C. C, this is equivalent to bar element stiffness matrix, where the element stiffness matrix was A E by L 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So if you take this C outside, then it will be like this. So now let us do this example problem using Lisa. So let us start with the creation of node. Node number 1, let it be 0 0. Node number 2, that is horizontally, so it will be 2000 mm away, and node number 3 is vertically 2000 mm away. So to see all these nodes, let us fit to this. So we have 1 node, 2 node and 3 node. So let us connect these nodes to form elements. So this is our first element. We have the second element, and then we have this third element. So clicking at all nodes one by one for each element separately. So now we can give the element properties. So let us go to the assign new material. Circular bar we are considering because this diameter is given, and here are the 4 points that we will be referring to while understanding or analyzing the stresses at the different points. So this is okay. Mechanical isotropic 200 gigapascal. I have to give in megapascal, so it is 200. It is 200,000 megapascal, and the Poisson's ratio is 0.29. So that's all for the material properties. So now we can give the load and constraint. So let us select these. I have selected all nodes with the selection. Right click, node and constraint, new displacement. So y displacement is 0, again selecting both the nodes, right click it, load and constraint, new displacement, and x be 0. Even if we do not give x here, that will also work, because if a truss is simply supported, then one end or one support has to be roller support, but the result will be practically similar in both the cases. So now let us give the load. So load here is new force along x direction, let it be 5000 Newton. So we are ready with our model. Now we can solve this. If I solve this, I will get the different result. So it is 0.3499 mm displacement, maximum displacement at this node number 3 in x direction, and these are the displacements in y direction. And here, because at both these it is 0, we have fixed these two ends. No displacement along x because we are not doing anything. This rotation about x axis will be 0, by y axis will be 0. So tensile force, we can get tensile force in the members. So this is how we can get the different forces. So this member, we can see from this, is under compressive load, and this member is under tensile load. So this is how we can get the different results. And then the stresses at point 1 means the outer circumference of the cylinder that we have assumed on the left hand side, extreme left side, and that I have shown the in material. We can see again. So this is point number 1, point number 2, point number 3, point number 4. So here the stresses will remain same whether we see the stress at point number 1, 2, 3, 4. We can specify any point if we want to find out the stress at that point. So these are the total displacement, resultant displacement at node number, maximum displacement node number 4 is 0.4 mm. Reaction force, we can double click here and to see what are the reactions at different node number 1 and node number 2, because the constraint are provided at node number 1 and node number 2. So we get the reactions here. It is almost equal to the load along x-axis, so that is why it is minus approximately 5000 Newton or 5 kilonewton. Similarly, y, we get 5000, 5000, and finally we are going to get finally 0, total is 0. All other should be 0, there should not be any value because it is two-dimensional problem. And the fixed support is not there, pin support you won't get moment reaction. So now we can see the deformed shape as such. This is the deformed shape of this member, and this is the overlapping. We can on and off overlapping from here. If you remember, this displacement given here is this distance. We have component along x, we have component along y, that we get from this is x displacement, and if you click here, this is y displacement, and the resultant displacement we get from this displacement magnitude. So it is like this. So that is all about the simple example of a truss in LISA. Thank you all the viewers for attending the session. Thanks a lot.